Well, we're back. I guess it's the weather. The signal dropped. I was hoping only for a minute or so, but it just dropped completely. So I've been completely without signal, so wasn't really any point in carrying on with that previous stream, which is a shame. But anyhow, here's the new one. And we're going to take a look around this village. Have a little drive around. And here's one of the things that our region is famous for, and that's wine. Now, this particular little village is called Veronikovskaya, and this vineyard is called Soyuz Vino. And you can go there. They've got a shop on site, so it's obviously a wine producer, but they've got a retail outlet where you can go and buy your wine. And it's very nice, very cheap, very, very cheap, very, very cheap, which is dangerous. It's about £2 a bottle, and it's nice. And they sell it in barrels as well. That's very, 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 very dangerous, because you end up going in there and buying 2 or 3 barrels, 10 litres in a barrel, which can get a bit messy. But ideal for the holidays, or springtime, or Easter, I find, and summer. You have the summer equinox, obviously, and heading towards autumn. You know, celebrating that. That's another good time to be drinking the wine. And yeah, heading towards winter and Christmas, and you're back round again. So yeah, it's just any time of year really is wine drinking, isn't it? Dear, dear, dear. I think I might have a problem. Anyway, here we are. Veronikovskaya. Something like that. So we're going to have a drive around this little village. Don't know why I'm calling it little. It's twice the size of our village. But I wanted to come over here and see if they cleared the snow, and absolutely yes, they have. So let's have a little look around. As I lost signal, please let me know if, even if it's just a thumbs up, if you can hear me or you can see what we're looking at. That's nice. Look at that. It's a nice looking property. Again, one of the things I love about being out here is nothing is ever the same. Every time you go, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice. You can't see what I'm looking at. It's not fair, is it? Just teasing. Yeah, every time you go out, you see something new, which is great. Really, really cool. Makes life interesting. I'm going to go up here. I don't even know why, because I don't know where I am. I haven't a clue. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. Now, I know the signal in this village is a lot better than ours. Hopefully it's not patchy. Interesting. Kids going to school. Ah, I think I know where I am. Let's go left. People going about their daily routine. Yes. So various shops and establishments. Got a medical centre, doors and windows there on the right, opticians on the left, and a repair shop. They repair so much stuff out here. Um, they look at you a bit funny if you have a Western attitude of, oh, this thing stopped working, so I'm going to throw it away and buy a new one. They look at you like you've got two heads. It's like, throw it away. Why? Well, it doesn't work. Fix it then. That literally is the attitude. Um, and that really is because they have the ability to fix things out here, because there are lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of shops that sell parts for anything and everything. So I think that's, part of the Russian culture is don't throw something away when it can be repaired. So as I've always said, I think Russians are the best recyclers. They're certainly a lot better than we are in the UK, and we run around shouting about the environment. We have no clue. We need to come out here and get some lessons, because these guys know all about recycling. Like I say, everything gets fixed. Nothing's thrown away. Yeah, it's a completely different attitude than we have in the West. Our Western attitude is a throwaway society, isn't it? Just chuck it in the bin, buy a new one. But not these guys. They repair everything. More kids going to school. Look, it's a lovely sight just driving about and seeing kids being able to walk to school. I do love these blue and white Soviet buildings, Soviet era. Just add a bit of colour, which I think is cool. As is common with villages, once you get off of the main roads, they're unmade roads. They're not tarmacs. They might get tarmacs at some point in the future, but there's no guarantee of that, unless you're on a new development, and the developer will tell you whether they will be tarmacking that area or not. And a lot of people don't like this. A lot of people are, oh God, the roads are terrible. Well, they're not. You just get used to it. It is what it is. And if that sort of thing bothers you, well, maybe you're better off in the cities or in towns. Personally, I prefer to be out here in the countryside. Love that house. Yes. Now, decisions. Let's go straight over. Like just driving about. Little kindergarten on our left there. And kindergartens here in Russia have to have an outdoor area for the kids. So in the UK, a lot of them have just got, like an old village hall, and kids go there all day and they do whatever they do inside. But it's not great in the summer. Whereas here, they have to have an outdoor play area, which is, completely normal for Russia because it's geared up for children. There's a rubbish bin there, and I've got some rubbish. Let me just pull up for a sec while I get rid of some rubbish. And we'll talk about rubbish when I come back. Bear with. Washed the car yesterday. Not sure that was a brilliant idea. Oh well. Yeah, so rubbish. What do we do with rubbish here? So in the UK, you've got your bin at home. You pay, what's it, £13 a month now for each one? Something ridiculous. Your recycling bin, and which, let's face it, is a load of BS because it goes in the same bloody hole. It's just another way of charging you, isn't it? We have a green bin and a black bin. Well, I certainly did when I was there in May. And yeah, what are your collections now? Once a week, once a fortnight? Don't know. But rubbish is taken care of differently out here. So you pay the local administration, and it's something like £1 a month. Look at that. How cool is that? That's awesome. Yeah, you pay your local administration about £1 a month, and they provide big 1100 litre wheelie bins down the streets. And people, they don't have their handheld here. So, you don't have a bin by your front door. What you do is you get your rubbish and you take it and you chuck it in one of these things here. And there's none of this separating your rubbish. You just chuck in your rubbish. But a lot of Russians will actually put all of their foodstuffs, the kitchen waste, into a composting hole in the ground, in the garden. Which is another reason why I say Russians are the best recyclers. So, yeah, again, that's very common. Dig a hole in the ground, put all your foodstuffs in there. Let's go this way. Good for the garden. Look at that. I do love a four-wheel drive off-roady kind of vehicle. There's a lot of off-road clubs over here as well. Quad bike clubs, enduro bike clubs, and 4x4. Very common pastime. I do like to have fun. So yeah, so that's what you do with your rubbish. Take it to the wheelie bin, and they get emptied once or twice a week. I think it's probably frowned upon if you start throwing car tyres in there and stuff like that. But anything goes in there really. If it's household rubbish, in it goes. I'm just going to make sure I've got enough fuel. Yep, because if I get lost, I need to find a way out. Right, let's have a look at these. What is going on with the chat filters? All messages. Neko? Let's try Neko, sorry. What's the economy like out there on sanctions? Hand on heart, I can honestly say that when I first came to Russia in October 2021, the shops were fully stocked. The economy seemed to be thriving, and I can honestly say today I haven't noticed any difference. There is difference in some products, but not in quantity or supply. And the economy is actually booming. The government figures that are released, and as I say about economy, it's very easy to tell whether a society is booming by how much building work is going on, and there is untold building work. Whether it's commercial, whether it's residential, whether it's a single plot being developed, or whether it's a large development. It's everywhere. Everywhere I go, there's building work going on. So I don't see that that's an economy that's struggling. It's quite the opposite. In fact, most administrations have a surplus. So consequently, lots of the infrastructure is being upgraded. Lots of new stuff. Like I say, our village is there's 2 schools in our village. One of them is under refurbishment at the moment, and the children, including our daughter, is going to the next village to school whilst that's being done. Once that's complete, they will come back, and then the other school, which I showed you earlier in the other stream actually, will be closed and be rebuilt, and that's going to be a huge school with space for 1,500 children, and that's in a small village. So when people, you see it in the West, oh, Russian economy is crashing, and nobody's got any food, and there's bank runs, and oh, I've heard it all. Honestly, whatever you've heard, I've heard it too, because I keep very up to date with the news, mainly really now for a laugh. That's nice, brand new. Look at that. So this one's in build, in progress. Look, it's quite nice, isn't it? Nice little property. Got the makings of a fence. Yeah. So, like I say, I see all of the alleged news about Russia, and I used to go on a bit of a rant about it, but now I just laugh and just think, what on earth? And do people actually believe it now in this day and age? And the answer is, well, some people do. I still get people that will come into the stream and say something really stupid. So yeah, people still believe some of it, but I think so many people now have wised up to it and have realised that they've just been lied to. Oh, look, there's little kids all going to school on the school bus. Dirty children. Let me catch up with the chat before I press on. Right. What do I think of Nigel Farage and reform? Well, they're trying to desperately shake off the former image of the National Front movement and that kind of thing, and they're labelled as as racist and blah blah. But that word is just thrown around. Well, yeah, because it's easy for the mainstream media to shut something down by accusing them of being racist or Nazis. That's just a standard operating procedure. But what do I actually think of the party? I think they've got some good ideas. The problem they will face is convincing voters that they are substantial enough to run the country. That said, could they do any worse? I really struggle to see if somebody could make a worse job than the absolute abominations that we've had over the last few years. And our current leadership is just, well, what can you say? But I called that long before he came into power. Unfortunately, they've all decided, this globalist crew, they've all decided that they are going to go down a certain path, and they got it wrong. They made a massive miscalculation with Ukraine, huge miscalculation, and they all jumped on that wagon and decided that was the route that they were going to go, and it is hugely backfired. They want to break Russia up. That's always been the plan. It's got nothing to do with Ukraine or Ukrainian people. Ukraine, unfortunately, is just, it's just a weapon to be used, and it's all about breaking up Russia, and that's all it's ever been about. And they'll disguise it under, democracy, sovereignty, freedom, oppression, blah, and they use all of the buzzwords. But the reality is, everything that has been happening in the world over the last few years, and many years, but more so in the last few years, it's a lot more in your face now, is to try and break Russia up for the resources. That's all it's about. It's all it's ever about. It's about money grab, land grab, resource grab. And the United States, they're admitting it. Trump's latest rhetoric is that he's going to swap weapons for resources. Really? Okay, how's that going to work then? I mean, really, how is that going to work? Yeah, what are they going to do? Just start mining stuff? Well, the first problem they've got is that that's now the 70% of the resources in Ukraine are now in Russian territory. So what are they going to do? Just dig underneath them? That ain't going to happen, is it? And do you think that's going to be okay with Russia? They're just going to go, yeah, no, that's fine. Just come in and rape and pillage the country. Why not? Yeah, it's just crap. But that's what it's all about, isn't it? It's all about breaking up Russia and stealing resources. It's all it's ever been about, but just disguised as many things. The latest one, obviously, is what we've got. So yeah, I got off topic there, but Nigel Farage, yeah, got some good ideas. It can't be any worse than what you've got at the moment. Leddy, nice to see you. Have you seen today that Trump has threatened more sanctions? Yawn. Also Kellogg. Well, Kellogg, unfortunately, Trump has got some bad people around him. Now, I always say with Trump, watch what he does, not what he says, because a lot of what he says is for effect, and he is kind of a shit thrower. He throws stuff at a wall to see what sticks, and then he'll develop from that. It's how he gets negotiations going and blah blah blah. So we've really got to watch what he does, really, not what he says, because quite often he can say something to get you all looking in one direction whilst going in the opposite direction. But ultimately, more sanctions. Oh yeah, because all of the first 16 packages of sanctions have worked really well, haven't they? Let's face it. Did they start off softly with sanctions? Where do you think we are now? Do you think they've got really powerful sanctions available to them, or are they sort of scratching the surface? I mean, part of the soft sanctions package that Ursula von der Leyen was banging on about is stopping Xboxes. Oh no! Imagine if they stop Xboxes being delivered to Russia, or what, if that's what they're trying to do. Really? I mean, really? What's that going to do then? Well, in von der Leyen's world, it's going to stop the Russian military might, because they won't be able to steal the chips out of the Xboxes for their drones. No, they'll have to go back to washing machine stealing, I suppose. But yeah, right. So yeah, sanctions, absolute clowns. Yeah, you're absolutely right. How is everyone? I have no idea. Sorry, Jesse, I've no idea how everyone is, but I'm cool. I'm good. Mr. Smith, easy stammer is yes. Where's the jackboot thug? He's exactly the same policies, worded differently as the previous government. The difference between Sunak and Starmer is one is a horrible, disgusting, vile creature of a man that cares not about anybody other than lining his own pocket for as long as he can and following the globalist agenda. And the other one was a spineless little weasel. That's the only difference. But they still got the same agenda. One will hammer it through, the other one was a little bit scared to. That's the difference. So you've got the one that's going to try and hammer it all through, and if that means complete destruction, so be it. That's the path he wants to go on. So yeah, good luck, guys. Laurie Ann just dropped by to say hey. and hope all is well with you. Hi, Lorianne. Yeah, all good, thank you. Hope it's well with you. Andrew, hey, Chris. You're a glutton for punishment, my friend. The other stream, well, lost signal in between the two villages, and it's been crap. I didn't think it was going to go down as badly as it did, but it did, so I've had to restart a stream. Jess, or Jessie. Jess. Should I go with Jess? Don't know. Always unsure of the spelling when it's just E at the end. So I'm sorry, Jess, stroke Jessie. Just putting this out there. You just described 100% of all political gains, political positions. Yeah. I mean, it's not rocket science, is it? That's the thing. You know, anybody can see it if you've got a brain. But the trouble is, the problem we have in the West is the people that only watch mainstream media. They're the problem. They are part of the problem because they haven't got all of the information. They've just got a one side and one version, and they keep parroting it over and over. I mean, look at here's an example, and I feel so sorry. A young lad, British, went to Ukraine, signed up, 17 when he went, killed. He was there 4 months, killed. Inevitable. So senseless waste of life. And that is on that. The blood of that lad is on British media. It's on Western media. They are the result, or his death is a result of what they say, because they are pushing it out and getting people to go and fight for a cause that they believe is noble and righteous, when in fact it is complete and utter lies. So that lad died for nothing. And unfortunately, the brainwashing went right through. And I don't want to speak ill of the dead, and certainly not his relatives either, but his dad drove him to the airport. Now, I'm sorry, there's no way I'd be driving my son to the airport to go and fight in Ukraine, because you know, you understand what you're doing. You should do. And people can say, oh, how can you stop him, and all the rest of it. Be a parent. That's what you need to do. Your job as a parent is to educate your children. And your children, if they don't hate you at some point in your life, you have failed as a parent. That's what I genuinely believe. Your kids at some point should shout at you, and they should hate you at some point. But that's what it is all about. It is about saying the bad stuff. It is about telling them what's, you know, what they don't want to hear. It's not about pandering to them, which is what the Westers try to poison our children into believing. They can do whatever they want, and everything's fine, and blah blah. It's just, don't get me started on it. Such a shame. But that's where we are. Have a senseless life gone for nothing. Dan, life. I hear the women there are beautiful. Yeah. I really never know how to sort of respond to that. I think you've only got. Let's put it like this: if you ever watch Miss World, have you ever looked at half of the contestants and gone, God, they're ugly? No, they're all stunners, and they all come from different parts of the world. So the simple answer is, I think women from all parts of the world are beautiful. You can find beautiful women in any country. So, you know, to blanket, make a generalisation, I hear the women are stunning there. Well, yeah, I hear the women are stunning in Sweden and Switzerland and Scandinavia and Norway. You know, name a country where you wouldn't find stunning looking women. So, you know, it's beauty is in the eye of the beholder, isn't it? Fraud God, support from the USA. What, for me or for Russia? Either way, thank you. Andrew, I've got to show my support. Amen, brother. Neko, is that one that got killed by a drone on his first mission? Yeah, yep, it is. I mean, what a senseless waste of life. And the media is responsible for that man's death. Simple as that. You could blame Russia for launching the drone at him. You could blame Ukraine for sending him there in the first place. You could blame the American who's the squadron leader for making a bad decision. You can go right the way back, but ultimately that lad would not have gone there if it hadn't have been for the lies that is being purported by the Western media. I'm sorry, it fucking pisses me off, because there are people dying on both sides needlessly because of lies. And I absolutely urge you to go and do some research from independent news sources, not your mainstream media. Definitely not your CNNs, your BBCs, any of the other crap. It's just lies. And if you look at what's happening with America now, Politico, being funded by the government. What a surprise. New York Times being funded by the government. What a surprise. People, you've got to wake up. These aren't news sources. These are absolute mouthpieces of a government. And if that government has an evil agenda, you're going to get that. And it's going to come out of your TV box. And you people must wake up, because people are dying because idiots are believing this. And not, well, that's not fair. It's not idiots. It's people are being brainwashed because they don't know any different. They don't have the sense to go and look for it. And unfortunately, when people just parrot the narrative, the result is 17-year-old kids go to Ukraine and die. For what? For what? What did that kid die for? Somebody can tell me a good reason what he died for. And if somebody screams democracy at me, I swear I'll scream. Anyhow, breathe. I wasn't going to go on a rant today. I have. Nikolai, don't underestimate Xbox ban. Remember chaos in the US, then TikTok stopped to work for half. Oh, guess who got shadow banned? Oh, guess who got shadow banned? Funny, just dropped connection all of a sudden. Oh dear, sorry YouTube, I better relocate. They don't like it, do they? As soon as you start talking about certain things, your connection disappears. Oh dear. This is where you have to go and look for the news. You can't rely on it being given to you, because a lot of the news you don't get to see. Can I go there? No, I can't. No, I can't. I was trying to go the wrong way then. I wonder they were looking at me a bit funny. Oopsie. Right. I went left last time, I think, didn't I? Or did I? Don't know. Yeah. Please go and look for your news. Don't wait for it to come to you. Get your information from as many sources as possible. Because if you rely on getting the full picture from one place, you're not going to be informed. And you need to be informed. You need to understand what's going on. Slush funds to fatten pockets and spread misinformation. Yep. Yeah. Now, what's happening in the US at the moment is absolutely a step in the right direction. But I'm going to reserve judgment. Because whilst I think Elon is great, I also think that he is Trump's lapdog. And they're already saying that Elon is running the country and Trump is Elon's, puppet, basically. I mean, what an absolute load of nonsense. Can you imagine Trump being Elon's puppet? Well, that's what they're saying. Latest narrative, trying to discredit Elon. But I firmly believe that Elon will just do as he's told. He's running around, and I'm sure that he will be doing exactly as he's told to do. But what they're doing is absolutely a step in the right direction, isn't it? Lovely church up there. We're going to have a look at it in a minute. Prosty, speak some Russian then. Well, as I'm learning the language, and it's very difficult. There's not a lot of Russian I can probably say, although I'm sure my Russian teacher at the moment is jumping up and down going, yes, you can. So yeah, speak some Russian then. What do you want? Извините, пожалуйста. Я английский. Я не говорю по-русски. Now that's butchered, I know. So any of my Russians, I'm sorry, really sorry, I butchered that. But that basically means, please excuse me, or excuse me, please. I'm English, which should be, another buzzword for an idiot. But I'm English, and I'm sorry I don't speak Russian. That's basically what that is. Lots of vehicles will do like this vehicle in front. They'll have their rear window with telephone number and brief description of the service they provide. And it's not like in the UK where every trade has a van and it's all sign written. Most trades out here don't have vans. They use their personal car. Let's go this way. I don't know what's down here. They use their personal car, and they'll do like that. And a lot of trades will just turn up in a car. And in the UK, if that happened, you judge. Didn't even have a van would be the call. But out here, they just, why spend 40 or 50 grand on a van? Better off spending it on tools for your trade. So different mentality. Where have I? We can go up here, I think. I don't know. Talking like I know where I am. I kind of know where I am, but I have no idea where I'm going. So we've got a dust cart up ahead, going around, obviously emptying the big wheelie bins that you were seeing a little while ago. Look at that. It's lovely. Some of you might not like that. I do. I think it's great. Would I live there? No. I just think it's lovely to look at. And then behind it is a brand new one. Look. There's a brand spanker. Look. And that's, as I say, every time I come in the stream, if I'm driving around, that's what you find. You'll find a 100-year-old but building next to a brand new one. So if you're questioning the economy, what do you think? Seeing lots of brand new stuff being built. What's your version of the economy? Do you think it's struggling? Do you believe the Western media? Do you have any questions? Ask. Now's your chance. We've got a guy driving around in southern Russia. He's been living here for a while. And I'll give you an honest answer if I know the answer. If I don't know the answer, I'll just say I haven't got a clue. So I'm not going to flannel you. I'll just tell you based on my own experience. Hello, cat. Oh, that's cool. Looks like a bread house. But that's a new build for sale. Interesting. Like I say, you never see two houses the same out here. They're all different. It's great. What's down here? I don't know. Let's go down here for a bit. Hopefully I'll still get signal. Right. Let's have a look. Speak some Russian in. Yeah, sorry, Prosty, we did that, didn't we? Like I said, America might get 4 decent years, then the duopoly will reverse everything. Yeah, I mean, what I'm hopeful of, Andrew, is J.D. Vance. The future of America isn't in Trump's hands because he's not a diplomat. And a state, a country like America needs diplomacy. It needs Kennedys. It needs to go back to that era where diplomacy mattered, where the talking heads are ignored by the president, and he just goes, "No, I'm sorry." And you need to get back to that. And unfortunately, all the time there's money in US politics. That's not going to happen, because presidents will surround themselves with yes men, that will lie and that will repeat the narrative and then squirm and wriggle and say, "Oh, it's not my fault," blah blah, and just fob it off. You need proper people, proper diplomats that can actually go, "Well, actually, no, this is not true." I'm hopeful Tulsi Gabbard, because let's face it, she's been there, she's done it. I'm hopeful that she will report to Trump and undermine Kellogg, because that bloke is just a disease. Unfortunately, he's just another one of the people that need to be removed from around Trump. And I'm hoping that Tulsi Gabbard will be the person to do that and actually go to the president and say, "Well, look, these are the actual facts, not the narrative, but this is the facts. This is how it is," and that's what needs to happen. But really, as I was saying, my hopes for America lie with JD Vance, because I think, from what I've seen of him, he's a much more straight-laced kind of guy. Trump is just a ruthless businessman. He's not a diplomat. And I'm hopeful that JD Vance will see what's going on, will fall in line, obviously, with the Trump policies, but come next election will be your next president. Because then I think there's a possibility of real change. But that's my view. Nikolai, but nobody asked whose puppet was self-propelled grandma. Oh, self-propelled grandpa. Sorry, Nikolai, I'm not sure. Personal donkey. Hi, Chris. Sorry for asking. Are you still planning to sell your house and buy a new one? Yes, we are. Igor, yes. Our house is still for sale. No problem with you asking. Difficult time of year. Everybody's just come out of the holiday season and it's cold and people aren't really thinking about buying houses at the moment. Traditionally, the housing market tends to be autumn in this area. So wrong time of year really to be putting a house up for sale, but it's up for sale. And yeah, we do plan to move. That's the plan. Chris, you said ran 90% of Ukraine's media. Yep, true. It's clear that it was used to brainwash the people of Ukraine. Also true. Also funded directly the neo-Nazis. Well, yeah, the media was actually shipped to the US to train, wasn't it? So it's also funded directly the neo-Nazis of Azov. Yeah, Azov, to be honest, is the tip of the iceberg. It's the buzzword that everyone lashes onto for neo-Nazism, but it's the tip of the iceberg. Biolabs, yeah, use them in guinea pigs. Yeah, I mean, you're going to get a lot of pushback on that, but all of that's true. What vehicle are you driving? I am driving a Chinese vehicle, a Haval H9. Do you want to see it? Let me jump out. I love this thing. It is brilliant. It's a Chinese Land Cruiser. That's what I call it. Now, it might be insulting, but I love it. Yeah. It's too big to get in the shot. Look. There you go. 7 seats. And every toy you can want. Heated and air-cooled seats. Absolutely brilliant. Snowing again. Oh, cool. Absolutely brilliant, this thing. Goes anywhere. Proper four-wheel drive vehicle, proper four-wheel drive gearbox. Got low range, lockable, electronic lockable diffs. Big info screen. Yeah, it's epic. Absolutely epic. But more on that at another time, because I'm going to start modifying it soon. Because I'm a bloke and it's what we do. Can't leave anything alone for 5 minutes. We've got to change it, haven't we? God, it's cold out there. Steering wheel on. Let's have that on for a start. And the seat. Seat. Well, I think a bit of 4. Heating level number 4. That was it. Right. Where were we? Yeah, Brian, I thoroughly recommend a Haval H9. It's epic. Sergey, I'm sorry, I can't read that. Well, I can probably read it, but I won't understand it. Andrew, that is why I'm planning on moving. Yeah, amen, brother. CJ Barassa, smiles. Open carrier. Wow, look at you, tough guy. Commies. The weather looks as miserable as the UK. Well, for us, yeah, miserable. I suppose if you suffer from SAD, seasonal adjustment disorder, then I suppose it's miserable. But yeah, is it blue skies and sunshine like it was a couple of days ago? No. It's quite nice to have a bit of snow, play around with it, go out in the Tonka toy and play. Let's get out of manual mode. Better. And leave it normal. It's fine. Oh, we've got a bit of green here. Let's go this way. Look at these. Green. Quite nice. So, this is obviously rural Russia. This isn't, a major town or city. This is in the countryside. This is, you see this tyres made into swans. Obviously been there years and years and years and years. And also benches, you see, outside the older properties, and they've started to make a resurgence as well. But look, there's a bench there under the pine tree outside that old property. Sit down and have a chat. Nice. Lots of little houses along here. Love it. So cool. Like I say, it's not for me. I love looking at them, but I wouldn't want to live there. Like my mod cons. It's a lovely carport on there. Look at that. A proper job. Nice shape. Very common here in the south to have a carport. Keep the sun off of the car during the day, because in the summer we do get high 30s and the car will cook. Garages aren't that popular. People tend to just build carports. I prefer to have a garage. Oh, snowplow, look, it's got a snowplow attachment fitted. He was probably one of the people out yesterday. That's a new build in an old style. I'll show you that. That's cool. Yappy doggy. But this is a brand new build in a very old Soviet style. Look at that. Lovely. Really nice. Love that. So what a lot of people do with their carports is they grow grapes underneath them. Because grapes here in this region just grow for fun. They don't require a lot of maintenance. Stick them in the ground. And Yeah, a lot of people will make their own wine. But the other thing that grows here for fun is walnuts and cherries. Well, to be honest, anything grows. If you plant a concrete block in the ground, it will grow into a house out here. The ground is amazing. If you're a gardener, yeah, it's absolutely unreal. Everything grows, and the rate at which it grows is astonishing. In the summer, I'm cutting the grass. The maximum I can leave the grass is 10 days. Maximum. Really, it needs to be 7 days. But yeah, you're cutting the grass every 10 days, well, every 7 to 10 days. Stuff grows here at such a rate. And the fruit out of the ground around here is just phenomenal. Cannot wait for strawberry season. Strawberries the size of the palm of your hand. I'm not joking. And just melt in your mouth, just literally, you can just suck them off the stalk. They're incredible. So cool. Am I still getting signal around here? Can you guys still see me? Let's have a look. Brian Mullins, thanks for showing me. It's cool. I like it. Yeah, it is. Brian, it is. I was looking at getting a Land Cruiser, but this is a third of the price of a Land Cruiser. And to be honest, I can't fault it. I have not got a single bad thing to say about it. I did have, because I couldn't adjust the heated seats in the front. That was my only complaint. It appeared that it was just off and on, and I didn't realise that the adjustment was in the info screen. So, yeah. What calling? Get off. Don't know what that's doing. Anyhow, what's the time? 12:30. We're all right. Oh, the dog looks like a shit. Oh, does it? Okay, dog. What's the best thing that you would do as a rural Russian to pass the time? What is their favourite hobbies? Well, I don't know what people's favourite hobbies are. Most people tend to do stuff around the house, the garden, growing stuff. Most Russians grow stuff on quite a large scale. So lots of fresh fruit and veg. Hobbies wise, well, the same as anywhere else, really. You can, as I said earlier, you've got off-road clubs, you've got four-wheel drive clubs. Biking in this region is a big thing. There's lots of motorcycle clubs in the summer. We've got amazing biking roads and destinations around here. Got lots of natural parks and pretty areas. You've got the coast, you've got the beach. So yeah, I mean, in the summer we can go to the beach and walk out sort of 10 meters into the sea and have the dolphins swimming around your legs, which is kind of for me a bit mind-blowing. I saw my first dolphins last year at an Napa, which, yeah, when you've only ever seen a dolphin on TV or in an aquarium, seeing them actually swimming in the sea is quite a thing. It's pretty amazing. So yeah, loads of stuff. There's shooting clubs. There's what they're called fighting clubs, but various martial arts and boxing. A lot of fishing. Fishing is very popular out here. So yeah, lots of stuff to do. What kind of farming there, Chris, in the countryside? Any wild animals? Yep, all sorts. All sorts of wild animals. And when I say all sorts, I mean I was driving in one of my videos and came around a corner and there was a load of camels walking around. So yeah, goats, pigs. I haven't seen pigs. That's the point. I haven't seen piggies. But goats, chickens, turkeys, geese, ducks, lots of wildfowl floating about. Cows, yeah, but I haven't seen piggies, but that might be just because I haven't looked for them. But I don't remember seeing piggies. But yeah, anything and everything. What's the best thing to eat around there? Oh, blimey. Well, anything is the honest answer because it's all fresh local produce. So for us, You know, there's lots of farmers markets, so we can get fresh fruit, fresh veg every day, fresh meat every day. We've got several butchers in the village. So any of the food, I don't know about best, it's all good. It's all, you know, unmodified, nice, good quality food. It's certainly barbecue is the thing, you know. Well, to be honest, Russians will be out in this weather barbecuing. They love a barbecue down there. But what we call barbecue, where they call it shashlik, you know, it's basically firing up a charcoal grill and cooking whatever you want on it. Lumps of meat, basically, lumps of chicken. Pork shashlik is very popular. Marinated pork, and yeah, I've never had pork like it until I come here. So soft. Normally in the UK, you're chewing on it for 10 minutes. Out here, it just melts in your mouth because of the way they prepare it. They marinate it in a lot of onions, and that breaks the pork down, and it's lovely. Oh, I'm making myself hungry. Less potholes than a multi-bong. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry if that bothers you. I see a lot of old style cars from the 90s. I thought I saw a Lada watching Fire. Brian, you definitely will see a Lada. It is a bit stereotype, isn't it? But they're a donkey, they're a workhorse. And there's a bit of a scene for Ladas. So majority of them are just used for trades, you know, and you'll see, you'll see all. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, you will see all sorts. You will see a larder with a bathtub and conservatory strapped on the roof. There's a bit of a thing for larder nevers. You know, off-road clubs love a larder never, and it's also a bit of a, well, you see a lot of what I call jazzed up ones. You know, wide body kits on them, big wheels. You know, engine souped up, and especially with the larders. One came past me on the motorway the other day like I was going backwards. God knows what it had under the bonnet, but it was fast. So you see a lot of that. A lot of old army vehicles as well, converted into various things. I have no idea where I am. Anyhow, that's all part of the fun. Where am I? Don't know. Can I go this way? Don't know. Definitely on the outskirts of the village now, right on the outer edges. Like all villages, when the new properties get built, they tend to start in the middle and build outwards as the older properties fall into disrepair, get replaced. Look at that. Do you like that? As I say, would I want to live in it? No, it's too small. But do I love looking at it? Absolutely. Would I mind if that was my neighbour? No, I'd absolutely love it. I think it's awesome. Beautifully maintained. Gorgeous. Love that. Absolutely love it. It's a good example of a larder off-roader. Look, off-road tyres, that will go anywhere, that thing. Absolutely anywhere. Yes, we see you. Cool. I'm a bit behind with the chat, so let me try and catch up. What up? Lots. Sky, trees, birds, sun. No sun today, but generally lots of stuff. I can hear something, and if it comes anywhere near me, I should be pointing the camera in a different direction, because I will not film anything military related at all. So, oh yeah, he's over there. Good. Nowhere near me. Goody goody. I love Toyota, very expensive. You're right. Yeah, I mean, I love Range Rover, but again, that's 5 times the price of this, and it isn't going to do anything different. 4:30 a.m. Blimey, that's hardcore. Murder Mike, well done. You don't sound very Russian. No, I'm UK, I'm English. I'm an Englishman. I can't even speak Russian. What's the temperature over there? It is currently 0 degrees because we've just had a cold snap. But about 4 days ago, it was 14 degrees and I was out in a t-shirt. But we've got an influx of snow, which is all melting, but it is 0 degrees. But I think it's going to be cold for 2 or 3 days, and then the temperature's going to come up again. I did say I was going to catch up with a chat before I moved on, so let's do that. Another snowplow. Kalashnikov have also got into the car manufacturer. Oh, have they? I didn't know that. The weather looks bleak. Oh, no. I mean, weather is weather, isn't it? It changes. Doesn't matter where you live, I suppose, unless you live in certain parts of maybe Australia or whatever. Or, I don't know. I like seasons, so I like the weather to change. And what I like about our region is we have an extended summer compared to the UK. I lived in the southeast of the UK, and summer usually lasted about 2 months. Winter felt like it lasted 7 months. It's completely opposite here. Summer feels like it lasts 7 or 8 months. Winter feels like it lasts 6 weeks. So, yeah. Oh, Nikolai, we just passed ZIL 130 on the right, produced 1961 to 1995. Cool, I'm a long way behind the chat, aren't I? Let me catch up. Slime looks like Illinois. Okay. Never been, so I don't know. Is it true? A priest told me once, was at a funeral, it was tradition to drink a shot of vodka. He said he was coming out of graveyard. I have no clue. But, I mean, wakes are common, aren't they? Even in, especially in Ireland. Cool, you do love a wake over there. But I've never been to a funeral over here, so no clue. Incredibly flat country. No, it's actually very, where we are, it's we're on the start of the Caucasus, so very hilly. Actually, it just happens to be where I am. San Francisco, California. Blimey. Well, that's a bit harsh. Okay. City. John, you live in Brisbane. Blimey, we're all over the place, you guys, aren't you? What's up in Russia? Why are you there? Why? Well, I get asked that a lot. Why Russia? And my first response is, why not? I mean, if you believe mainstream media, then you obviously answer that differently, but I don't. And coming to Russia showed me that. Coming to Russia showed me that I'd basically been lied to my entire life, and what I believed to be true about Russia was completely false. So that was my eye-opening. That was my epiphany. That was my wake-up. I realised that, you everything. If you have never been to Russia, then you do not know Russia. I promise you that. If you've not been here, you don't know Russia. You just know what you've been told, and what you've been told will be lies. So, yeah. Do girls pee out? Blimey. Really? I mean, honestly, Tom Lingle, really? I mean, I'm guessing you're sat at home in your mum's basement. Just a guess. William Robertson III, 1:34 a.m. in California. Blimey, what's that mean? What's what mean, mate? So what are we lied to about then? Well, you're lied to about, what do you know about Russia? Go on, throw it at me. Shaquille Oatmeal. Cool name, by the way. What do you know about Russia? Have you been to Russia? What's your thoughts? What do you believe to be true? Because I guarantee it's not. Never been there, looks absolutely boring. Well, I'm in right on the edge of a rural village. If I was to drive into a Napa, you wouldn't say that. So, if you're looking at a screen of a road and assuming that this is Russia, yeah, I can't really help you. Surely you should be open-minded enough to realise that this is just one street in a very, very small village, and I'm on the edge of it. So surely you must realise that this isn't all Russia. You've seen Moscow, haven't you? Blimey. I think that's talking about funerals, and there's one happening. The first one I've seen, actually. So Russia's a big country, and it's got everything. You've got 11 time zones in this country. 11 different time zones in one country. And just let that marinate for a minute. Largest country in the world, most people know that. Some people think the United States is the largest country in the world. Wrong. Some duckies in there. But yeah, huge country. Every climate you can wish for. I've been up this road. No, I am lost. Brilliant. I am officially lost. Well, what about down here then? Do-do-do-do. Let me let me catch up with you guys. Never been there, looks absolutely boring. Let's hear some examples. Well, where do you want me to start? Do you want me to start militarily? You know, Putin woke up on a Thursday morning and just decided to go and invade Ukraine just for the fun of it. Completely unprovoked. There's a start. Countless game changer weapons being supplied. There's another start. There's a military start. Russian economy's collapsing. Another load of rubbish. There's no food on the shelves in Russia. Another load of rubbish. Russia is snow, bears, gangsters, vodka, horse and cart. Another load of rubbish. You know, ask a question rather than ask me to, you know, give you very loose examples. Ask a specific question. I'll give you a specific answer. Not much to know. Russian women are hot. Cool. Mickey Mouse. I have an unjustified free of both Russia and China. Okay. Fear, I'm guessing. Yeah, very likely. Most people have. That's kind of a blank answer. If you ain't giving any examples, I don't have any good reason to believe you. Okay, mate. Well, you're free to scroll on. Sure, there's other things you can go and watch. I've heard they speak Russian. Yeah, in Russia, funnily enough, they do. I mean, yeah, imagine that. And believe it or not, that's what they expect you to do. If you come to the country, they expect you to learn the language. If you want to live here, that's part of what you'll have to do. You assuming I'm not open-minded is the problem. I was genuinely asking the question. Yeah, but your question was so broad, it's an impossible question to answer, isn't it? Give me specifics. I don't care if you ask me 100 questions, but if they're specific questions, if it's just generalization, you know, you'll get a generalized answer. But ask me a specific question. Drill down into what you believe and give me a specific question, and I'll tell you whether you're right or wrong. I'll tell you whether I think you're right or wrong. I'll tell you what my version is. I'll tell you what my truth is, as they say. There's no such thing, is there? Let's face it. The truth's the truth, regardless of whether you like it or not. But if you ask me a question, I'll do my best to give you an answer. But be specific. I certainly didn't get. I'm just reading the end of that. Got defensive? No, definitely not. Mickey Mouse. It's my merry brain. How are the girls doing there? Again, you know, I like specific questions. How are the girls doing there? Yeah, they're great. There you go. Asking a non-specific question, get a dumb answer. I've heard they got 11 times. Yeah, there you go, DJ. Yeah, so that shows either A, I'm behind the chat, or I read your mind. Nikolai, the main lie about Russia. Russians have no democracy and are under dictatorship. Yes, absolutely, Nikolai. That is the main lie. Very, very much so. Because if this is a dictatorship, I'm all for it. Because I've never felt so free since coming. I've been to many countries all throughout Europe. I have never felt so free, so unrestricted, and so safe, categorically. And I genuinely mean that. I don't care where you're watching from. I have never, ever felt as safe as I do here. I can walk around the streets at 2 o'clock in the morning. I have no fear of wandering around back streets with no street lighting. I have no fear of speaking English out here. I haven't been victimized because I'm an English speaker. In fact, the absolute opposite. I've been very, very humbled many, many times here. Sometimes it's brought me to tears at how nice people have been to me. So that's the biggest lies. Big Chris, I imagine just drink vodka. No, again, you know, another stereotypical thing. Every Russian is a drunk and drinks vodka all day. Wrong. Continues to give examples of things that are general knowledge. We know the country's big. Shaquille Oatmeal, I've asked you, and I'm asking you, ask a specific question. You're not doing anything. What are you trying to achieve? Ask me a question. Don't just sit there quoting out, oh, you're giving a generalised. Ask me a question. If you don't want me to be general, ask me a question. What are you, British Intel or what? Yeah, that's me. Tell us what we don't know. Well, Shaquille Oatmeal, you don't know what you don't know, do you? I've heard there's no road signs. No, wrong. Or tarmac, again, wrong. So once you get off of, I mean, you've got to bear in mind where I am. I am not in a town. I'm in a very, very rural village. Okay. So let me see if I can find possibly right. In fact, let's do that. Let's go up that way and see if I can show you, because I've been driving around on tarmac roads, but we're driving around the back and beyond of the village, which I wanted to show people. I didn't just want to show Moscow, because everybody, most YouTubers that come to Russia go to Moscow, don't they? Where do they go? Red Square and the metro. Yippee! I'm sure you'd love to see that again. Or do you want to see real Russia? This is southern Russia. This is 60 miles from Crimea. This, according to the West, and here, Shaquille Oatmeal, according to the West, I live in a war zone. Well, I haven't seen many missiles and bombs. I feel quite happy and safe here, to be fair. Right. Well, there's a road sign up there. Let's go and look at that just to show you. This is rural Russia. So if we've got road signs here, then we've got road signs everywhere else. So there we go. Warning. Children. Yep, that's the kindergarten on the right. So that's why we've got a warning there. And now we've driven around the little back roads. Let's go on the tarmac. Here we go. So hopefully that answers that question. And I'll just go and show you this house up here, because I know this road now. I know where I am. I'm unlost, which is kind of cool. But look at that. That is a huge property. Massive property. But as you can see, lots of road signs, lots of tarmac. And as I keep saying, you've got to remember where I am. This is a rural village. As you can see, it's got electric, it's got power, it's got tarmac roads, blah, blah, blah. So DJA, hopefully that's answered those two questions. Every climate in that region sounds about right. I haven't been to Crimea, but it looks stunning. Crimea is beautiful. I haven't been there yet. I'll tell you why I haven't been there, because it's a restricted area for filming. So I don't want to go to Crimea and not be able to film. Or, it's pretty obvious why. It's being targeted, isn't it? And I will never film anything sensitive in any way, shape or form. Doesn't matter where I am. I won't film anything military, full stop. That's not Moscow. No, funnily enough, it's not. Can you use Google? Well, I'm using Google now because I'm live streaming on YouTube. YouTube is owned by Google, isn't it? So, yes, John, you can. The cars look funny. Okay, well, I'm parked next to a Mercedes Vito at the moment and behind a Volkswagen Golf. And to my left is a Hyundai i30. And also to my left is a Volkswagen Passat. And over there is a VW Amarok truck. So if they look funny, I guess. Sergey, nice to see you, mate. Bunch of idiots here in the chat again. Yeah, I mean, you know what I do? I normally just delete them, don't I? But I just thought I'd have some sport with them at the moment. There you go, Nikolai. Good. YouTube's part of Google. No one thinks that about Putin. Putin has done an incredible job for this country. And I think you'd have to be a moron to not understand that. I was told that the people are willing and very helpful. What's local homemade food tradition they eat a lot of? Yeah, sure. Well, in our area, it's a lot of fruit, so you get a lot of jams, lots of honey. Honey is a big thing here. All different types, all different varieties. Shawarma is a big thing in this area. Barbecue, grilling. Yeah, pretty much anything and everything. The food here is lovely. That's all fake news. Okay, mate. I have many times also to Ukraine, many times. Good. Mainly Crimea since 2009. I love Russia and the quality of life in Crimea has risen also. Russia didn't start anything. That's NATO. Where are you, my friend? I am in a little village called Veronikovskaya, just outside of Napa. So if you know Crimea, you'll know a Napa. And that's something that people don't understand. Crimea was given over to Ukraine, and there were certain conditions when it was given to them. One of which was to improve the standard of living for the inhabitants of Crimea, to respect the fact that they were Russian, and to improve the infrastructure. None of that happened. In fact, the absolute opposite happened. So when people start talking about annexing Crimea, you have no clue. You have no understanding. It was a referendum. It was voted on. The people of Crimea wanted to be back in Russia based on the broken promises. And that's the tip of the iceberg. It goes a lot deeper than that, but there you go. How could Ukraine threaten Russia? Well, Ukraine couldn't, John. That's the simple answer. Ukraine wasn't and isn't. Ukraine has just been used as the front man, if you like. The guy that comes out on stage, the fact that there's a team of 100 behind him, and that's the situation. It isn't Ukraine. This is all, it's a proxy war. Everybody knows it's a proxy war. Let's not bother going down that route. Everybody knows it is. Is it fun driving in alleys? No idea. I haven't driven in one. I've just one question. Can I borrow $1 million? Play some Pink Floyd. I love Pink Floyd. Wish You Were Here is my favourite track, and I think probably has got the best lyrics of any song ever written. Life's a journey, indeed it is. I have no problem with other cultures. Good for you. Yo, Zars9. I love all people who respect me for being me. Well, I don't know you, William. If you ask proper questions, sensible questions, I'll have respect for you. If you ask dickhead questions, yeah, you fall in that category. Not saying you've done either, but that's just me. I treat people how they treat me. Treat people how I find them, not how I'm told to. Mickey Mouse. I honestly thought the Russian government still knocked on doors and took people. I assumed many of them lived in fear of what's to come next. Oh yeah, yeah, no. What did you do in the UK? I retired, is what I did in the UK. Um, I was fortunate enough to meet my lovely wife, who we met in the UK. My wife's Russian. We met in the UK. We both lived in the UK. There was no intention of us moving to Russia at all when we met. In fact, I had a house. I sold my house. Work was extremely stressful, and long story short, she basically said to me, "Give it up. I don't care if we live in a tent, but it's going to kill you, and I want you around." So she was the one, the driving force behind me actually giving up work. So, you know, the stereotypical thing, oh, you'll meet a Russian woman and all they're interested in money. No, sorry, that's just bullshit. She's exactly the opposite of that, which is why she's my wife. She's an amazing person, absolutely amazing. Um, Never motivated by money at all. And like I say, our plan wasn't to move to Russia. We actually were looking for a property in the UK. And we were going through the estate agent process and we were looking at houses. And then she said, "Look, we can go to a Napa in Russia for a free holiday, summer holiday. All it's going to cost us is flights because I've got a flat." And I was like, "Yeah, okay." And I kept putting it off. Didn't want to come here. Didn't have any interest in coming here. Because yeah, I knew what Russia was. You know, snow, bears, gangsters, vodka, horse and cart. I knew what Russia was based on the Western media, what they told me about it. So I didn't want to come here. But eventually, I caved in. As I've said many times, I love my wife, and it's the right thing to do to come and see, you know, where she comes from, to understand the culture. So we came on holiday, and that's when my world literally turned upside down because I just could not believe what my eyes were seeing. It didn't make any sense. I was so confused. Really, really struggled. I really struggled the first week. We came for 3 weeks, and the first week I really struggled. I was just very disorientated. I didn't understand, and this isn't a normal thing. I've been to many countries, so it's not that. It was just my expectations of what Russia was. It was nothing like that. It was when we came here. It was the launch of the new Range Rover, and the day it was launched, there was one in a Napa, brand new Range Rover on somebody's drive, and that blew my mind because I'd been led to believe that there was no money. You know, everybody in Russia is skint. You know, they're all trotting around behind rotavators and horse and cart. Um, so, I had a Range Rover at the time. That was so it was a very specific thing that sticks in my memory. And it took me a month of being back in the UK before I saw one in the UK, whereas in Russia I saw it the same day it was launched. So that was, a moment. Also, watching a drone fully autonomous, the size of a small car, crop spraying, um, that blew my mind as well because again, that technology wise, this drone was going and refueling itself and topping itself up with, the spray that it was putting on the grapes, and it was landing on a platform and it was fully autonomous. So that blew my mind. There's lots of things, but my world turned upside down when I came here. Um, so yeah, what did I do in the UK? Yeah, I've done that. Do you like music? Can you play some Russian rock music? No, I can't because I'm using my phone, and I don't want to get strikes from YouTube. Uh, were it ducks on the left, 100% it would have been ducks on the left, Nikolai. Um, but now that I have typed that all out, I assume other countries must think the same thing about the USA. It's crazy out here. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. The USA, parts of it are absolutely beautiful. Parts of the country are absolutely stunning. I've never been, but you can just see, you know, um, like Montana and Some of it is just breathtaking, but like everything else, I was just in the way of that Mercedes, I think, so I was just wanting to move. Yeah, like everything else, it's down to the government, isn't it, and how it's run. DJA, I've heard they made a man stand on one leg for 2 years because he said Putin had. Yeah, okay. DJA, yeah, teetering on the edge, my friend. Bacon Boy, I'm new here. Do you live in Russia now, and why? Yes, I do. Why? Well, as I always say, why not? Why? Because I came here on holiday before the SMO. So I came here in October 21 when, Russia was just another country. Before, the media started trying to convince everybody that it was an evil, monstrous place and blah, and all the current shit that's going on. So I came here when the world was a bit more real and just fell in love with the country. I fell in love with the people. The people here are amazing. They have been so friendly to me. It's very humbling. I fell in love with the climate. I fell in love with the food. Yeah, so that's why. You sound like Harry Potter. Thank you. I follow a few Russian YouTubers and they live in the countryside, my friend. They're all not in Moscow. Good. Russian YouTubers, yes. Western YouTubers, no. So yeah, I think you probably took me literally. I meant Western YouTubers. Most Western YouTubers head for Moscow, and then they walk around Red Square, go in the Moscow Metro, and you get countless videos from Red Square and the Moscow Metro. Yeah. So my channel isn't that. I'm 2,500 kilometers away from Moscow. I'm in Russia that you don't normally see. Good grief, DJI. Oh, DJA. Yeah. I think you're losing the grip on reality, mate. No beautiful ladies to chat with, mate. No. Well, I couldn't anyway because I can't speak Russian. And second, I'm married, so I'm not chatting to any beautiful ladies. Like my wife, I'll chat to her. Not saying she's not a beautiful lady. Wife, if you're watching, I didn't mean that to come out how it did. Jacob, neat. Are you using a SIM card on a network or do you have your own mobile set up for internet? No, I'm using a SIM card on a network. And I'm using my phone currently. Right, DJA. I honestly can't be bothered to read you out anymore, so I'll just get rid of you. Bored, bygone. Nathan getting shadow banned as soon as we start talking about certain things. Funny that. Just a coincidence, I'm sure. Nikolai, it's easy to use Google Street View to explore any country nowadays. Yes, it is. But most people prefer mainstream media. Yeah, because they like processed fast food and processed news. Yeah. It's a throwaway high-speed society, isn't it? If it takes longer than 10 minutes, people haven't got the interest. But also, nobody thinks about going onto Google Maps and actually looking around. So type in ANAPA, ANAPA in Google Maps. Just have a look. And then type in Sochi, SOCHI, and have a look. Don't just go Moscow, that's Russia. It's not. There's more to it. So just have a look around. Oh, yeah, Russia. Oh, yeah. This will be a good one. Moomin. Yeah, you're intelligent, aren't you? Oh, yeah, Russia will arrest you for saying anything negative about Putin. He. Okay. Right. Russia will arrest you for making. I mean, Moomin, you are so bent out of shape. I can't save you. You are. You're too far gone. So, goodbye. You're an idiot. Outlaw Shogun. Who is they? Yeah, good question. It's not worth engaging with a moron. How do they get him in Russia? Western Secret Services are not allowed here. Yeah. Peter Elson. Yes, I have family in Fedosia. That moved from Alexandria, Kirovograd region. I wish you and your family all the best. Peter, thank you. You're a gentleman. Sergey, you definitely need a mod for live stream. You volunteering, Sergey? Brian Mullins, fair play. You're right. Go somewhere away from tourist places, see the real Russia. Yeah, I like your her sense of humour. I'm glad you're happy. Fair play. Happiness is within money is evil and God is real. Brian, I am the happiest I've ever been in my life. I can tell you that, 100%. Sat on the side of the road in a very rural village in southern Russia. Are you in the side of Russians instead of Ukraine? Are you on the side of Russians instead of Ukraine? I mean, that's an obvious question to just jump on and pick a side. I don't support war because war's a terrible thing. However, I completely and utterly understand Russia's position. I absolutely understand, and I've done a lot of research into this, why it started, how it started, and what it's all about. So my standpoint right now is not one of support and of picking sides, because ultimately any decent human being wants whatever is going on right now to end. But I certainly understand why. And in my view, there was no other choice. There wasn't a choice left. The choice for Russia was existential. If Putin hadn't, did what he did when he did, say Putin, if he hadn't, if the government hadn't instructed the armed forces to do what they did, then this would be a different place now. Forces were being massed on the border, and you can't keep telling people no for 9 years and keep banging your head against a brick wall. So, yeah, I'm not going to get drawn into pick a side, because that's just, it's far more deeper than that. But I'm in Russia for a reason. I love this country. So I'm not going to go to war, but I'll dig my boots in the ground. And that means if I have to defend my home and my family here in Russia, that's what I will do. 100%. Hope that answers your question. Mark, don't make it political. Yeah, thank you. You lying in Russian YouTube isn't available. Well, you're watching me on YouTube, so there you go. Have you never heard of VPN? Talk about fake. Yeah. We love Putin here in England. Yeah, a lot of people do all around the world, Dill. A lot of people have woken up. Strong leader. The Russians laugh at how England is now. I think everybody laughs at how England is now. I don't. I think it's sad. I was back there in May and it was horrific. The rubbish on the streets and the homeless people and the crime. It's just, I mean, Russians really have no concept of England. They think England is this fairy tale land. Because that's what the media have told them, and that corrupted a lot of young Russian minds. But that's not the reality. If you live in England, you know that's not the reality. It's a crime-ridden country now, and that's scary and it's sad. It really is sad to see what's happened to my town. Trump is the guy. I think Trump is a guy. I don't think he's the guy. Just me. He's in Russia and he's on YouTube. Yeah, there you go. Moomin. Oh yeah, I got rid of him. He was a clown. Hi, Chris and family, and all the chatters. Hi. Yeah. Someone is on a watch list. Who cares? I haven't done anything wrong. What watch list? What have I said or done to anybody or anything? Russia is in the right. I stand 100% with Russia. Russia will be on the right side of history. Ukraine is as much Russian as California is American. Yep. Absolutely. Slave Russia. I guess you mean Slava Russia. Yeah. Not really a thing to say, to be honest, but what is the average monthly wage in Russia? Varies from region to region, Ivan. So it depends. So, yeah, it does vary from region to region. You've got to remember Russia is a huge place. You've also got to remember that it's relative to the cost of living. And the standard of living here in Russia is better than it is in the West, in the vast majority. Um, a lot of Russians will have a holiday home. That's not something that we have in the West at all. Very, very rare you find somebody that has two houses. A lot of Russians own their property. Mortgage isn't a common thing. Nearly everybody in the UK has a mortgage, or they rent. Renting isn't a big thing here. I think there's one, maybe two properties in our village that are for rent. So it's just not a big thing. So standard of living is completely different. So yes, the wages are a lot lower, but so is the cost of living. Right, Mark Patterson. Any advice for other traitors thinking of turncoating on your own people, i.e. help with immigration? Oh, you funny, aren't you? So I'm a traitor, am I? What, for altering my geography? I'm a traitor. Really? Wow. Turncoating on my own people. Well, who are my own people? I'll tell you who my own people are. My family. That's who my people are. So, yeah, what was the saying? Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country, or some other crap. Well, as far as I'm concerned, geography is really, does that define you? Where you live? What should define you is you as a person and your actions, not where you live. And that's why Russians think the way they do. It's nothing to do with geography. It's you as a person, who you are. Are you a good person? Doesn't matter what colour skin you've got. Doesn't matter where you come from. Are you a good person? And I'm guessing, Mark Patterson, you are brainwashed. Go and do some research, mate. Just me. UK has gone to the dogs. Yeah. Nikolai, guys, don't be upset with the streamer's words. I'm sure he has a KGB agent. Well, don't forget KGB doesn't exist. It's just a Western thing. But anyhow, I know what you mean, FSB. Agent with a gun on the back of the seat of his car. It may be Putin himself. Okay, let me just... Right. Here I am. Empty car. Just to show. No agents. It would have been Putin, let's face it, because he's blamed for everything, isn't he? Putin done it, according to the West. If you research him, you'll be surprised. He is a total criminal. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but there's been a lot of lies told. That man was sold a story and then forced into it. Sold a dream. The patriots of Europe are meeting today to join forces in getting rid of the neoliberal elitist world order of degeneracy. They call them far right, but that's BS. Yeah. Zelensky is a billionaire. What made you go to Russia in the first place? Nothing made me, other than I didn't fall out. A lot of people go, "Oh, you fell out of love of England," and blah blah. No, I didn't. I fell in love with Russia, so that's what made me do it. The fact that I could have a much better life here than I ever could in the UK. If I was still in the UK, I would be working 10-hour days, and I'd be working until I died. And that probably wouldn't have been that long because the stress of my job was high. So my future ahead of me in the UK was working 10 hours a day, being tired, being stressed, eating, poor quality food, and having to live on a budget, which everybody does. And coming to Russia meant that I could give up work, meant that I could own a house rather than having a mortgage, and meant that I could have things like a swimming pool in the garden and a sauna. Meant that I could go to the beach whenever we wanted. Nice beach as well. Meant that we could live in a wine region and enjoy some beautiful wine, some wonderful scenery, beautiful quality food, lovely people. So that was why I came to Russia. There was just so many reasons. And it wasn't because I hated England. I just found something better. Just that's all I can, that's putting it in a nutshell, I suppose. But yeah, coming here on holiday, realizing that it was nothing like I thought it was, and then just going, wow, But yeah, first week, complete shock. Didn't have a clue what was going on. Really confused. Second week, just wanted to see as much as I could, ask questions. Why is this? Where's that? How? What? Where? Third week, that was it. Yeah, wanted to build a house here. Still then, at that point in time, hadn't made a decision I wanted to move to Russia. You know, it was just I knew Russia was going to be part of my life. And there was, you know, I had to have conversations with my family, my children, everything to me. Absolutely everything. And that was difficult and still is difficult. But it was the right thing for all of us. And I had those conversations, and ultimately, you know, what turned from potentially having a holiday home in Russia to, hey, wow, this could be our reality, being able to live here. That's what happened. And you've got to remember that when we came here, it was October 21, long before SMO, long before the world turned against Russia. And it was a perfectly normal thing. It was like moving to Spain. Why wouldn't you? But now, of course, you know, Russia is this evil monster according to the West. And the world has changed. But, you know, my opinion on Russia hasn't. So there we go. Trump is sort of a wrecking ball, hoping he knocks over the right structures. That doesn't really understand the levers in pulling out physics works. Yeah, Jim, you're not far off the mark there. Yeah, he throws stuff at a wall to see what sticks. Never forget millions of Russians Second World War sacrificed their lives for Europe's freedom. Now the same. Yeah, yeah, Johan, yeah. Well, I can never forget it because the memorials are everywhere out here to the dead. 27 million Russians. Every Russian knows what war is, unlike us in the UK. And that poor lad that came to Ukraine when he was 17. He didn't know what war was. He thought it was Call of Duty. Such a shame. Yeah, they won't be defeating Russia. And that's the thing, you know, I see the Western news. Oh, Russia's running out of rockets. Russia's running out of tanks. Russia's running out of planes and helicopters. Russia's running out of everything. I can tell you, no, they ain't. And I can say that because I've seen it and I see it every day. They ain't running out of anything. If they are, well, no, they're not, because I see plenty of it. I'll never film it, so you'll have to take my word for it. And if you don't, hey, well, not my problem. Mark Patson can't think for himself. He's a sheep. Yeah, there's a lot of them, unfortunately. Do you think the UK can stop its current decline? Only with a change of leadership and a drastic change of direction. And unfortunately, the choices between the two main parties isn't a choice. It's just a different figurehead. The same policies. You know, they all sit in the Houses of Parliament and clap, don't they? So unless you change that, and the only way you're going to change that is with a party like Reform. Whether that's a good idea or not, I don't know. I'm yet to be convinced on that. But at least it's a different direction. You have to get away from this WEF globalist agenda. Hello from Uzbekistan. Hi. Hi, cousin. Across the border. Nikolai. Yeah. What am I doing there? Living my best life. Shahista Pulatova. Yeah, I'm living my best life, sweetheart. That's what I'm doing. Nice to see a face to the voice, Chris. Yeah, well, I don't know if it's a nice face, but thank you. I appreciate that. You've only got to go and watch my videos, my lives. There's plenty of. I don't hide. I'm just reading your comments, so that's why I'm not looking at you at the moment. Couldn't find a nice English woman with that face then. So obviously before I met my wife, I was in a relationship. I've got 2 children. I was with somebody for over 20 years. It was a toxic relationship. And I can honestly say now the mentality in the UK seems to be one of entitlement. You can't generalize and say every woman, but certainly when I was looking at dating, most of the women that I spoke to had issues. You know, they either had this sense of entitlement or they were just mad as a box of frogs. So meeting my wife was an absolute breath of fresh air. Really was. Just a wonderful, caring human being. Wonderful woman. Absolutely incredible. I don't tell her that enough. I really wish I did, but I don't. But she is amazing. Are there many Russians moved to England? Mark, I don't know. But can you imagine the kind of life that they're having at the moment, being a Russian in the UK, with all of this, sheep brain dead mentality? Lenny was working for the past hour. Chris, if you were sitting in the US on the side of the road this long next to a house, the police would have already stopped to check you. Yeah, sure. Absolutely. But this is Russia and I'm not doing anything wrong. So why would they? In fact, yesterday's stream, I was doing exactly what I'm doing now, and the police came and drove past me and looked at me and just carried on going because I'm not doing anything wrong. So why would they? Looks lovely, bud. I especially like the trailer. Are you joking? I don't like it. Yeah, I mean, that's probably an old army trailer from God knows when, because things are built out here. They kind of last, you know. They're pretty durable. So you find a lot of old military vehicle, and I don't mean last 5 or 10 years. I mean 50-year-old, 60-year-old, 40-year-old, turned into stuff. They have cranes put on the backs of the lorries and dump trucks and all sorts. And plus, all the lorries out here have got big thumping great V8s, so they're not trundling along the road at 20 mile an hour. They're usually a job to keep up with them, which is kind of cool. What did you do for work back in the UK? Worked in the automotive industry. Mega, make England great again. Love that. Joe King, hi. How you doing? Drill, shut up. Bacon boy, and can the UK be great again? Who knows? It's a declining empire, let's face it, and that goes back decades. So, it's a slow decline. It's not a flick of the switch, but it needs to change the direction if it's going to survive. I think there are some green-eyed monsters in the chat. Can't see another. Yeah, I'll get what you're saying, just me. Mark, you are in his side. England, not for you either. I think you mean you are on his side. England's not for you either. Well, England doesn't exist anymore as England used to be. I grew up in England. I don't recognise it anymore. What do you think England is? Because it's gone. The England that I grew up in isn't there anymore, and I don't think it ever will be. It's gone. So you can hang on to a dream and fly a St. George flag, but the reality is that land doesn't exist anymore. Apogee Games. What's the cost of living like over there? How much does it cost on average monthly? It really depends, doesn't it? It's a difficult question to answer because it depends on how you want to live. I mean, we've got a nice house. We've got a swimming pool, a sauna. We've got air conditioning in every room. We've got underfloor heating. But I can give you some numbers. Our gas bill for last month was 90 pence. 90 pence. Yep, I did say that. Not £90, 90 pence was our gas bill. Our electricity bill was about £35. But as I said, we've got underfloor heating. We're running a swimming pool. We've got an electric sauna with a 12 kilowatt heater in it. So yeah, you expect to have a electricity bill running that lot, but that was per month. So 30 I think £35 electric for the month and 90 pence for the gas. About £1 a month paid for to the local administration for refuse, for rubbish clearance, getting rid of the rubbish. You've got land and property tax, which is a once a year payment, which is so small it's not even worth talking about. And I mean like a tenner or something, £8 or something. It's literally not even worth talking about. Food has gone up a bit, but still, a loaf of bread's like 30 pence, 40 pence. Milk is, I think milk's not quite as expensive in the UK, but as the UK is about the same. But yeah, I mean, food's your biggest cost. So it really depends how you want to live. Do you want to live cheaply or do you want to live extravagantly? So food, you can spend, £25, £30 a week, or you can spend £100 a week. It really depends. Eating out in restaurants is cheap. We can go to a restaurant, have a lovely meal, in fact, we did recently. We went to Krasnodar, stayed in a very nice hotel, all spa facilities, had starter, main course, and dessert, and drinks, and I was drunk. And for the two of us, it was about 60 quid, and that was, I had a nice piece of steak. Can't remember what the wife had. I was pissed, but I had an awful lot of Jim Beam and Cokes. Yeah, it was interesting. Yeah, I was drunk. So yeah, it depends. Really depends on what you spend. Do you agree Putin is killing his own people? No, I don't. I do not believe that at all. Um, that is just Western media absolute narrative bullshit. And if you believe that, I think you're probably too far gone. If you're 3 years into the SMO and you still think that that's a viable statement, then you're brainwashed. And I can't help you. Probably not even English, you clown. Yes. Well, it's about time you started thinking for yourself. Yeah, well, no, Putin is the world's greatest leader. I think he will go down in history as one of the world's greatest leaders. Absolutely, I do that. I do genuinely believe that. Because what he has done for Russia, and you must remember, if you elect somebody to lead your country, what are you electing them for? Are you caring about how they line their own pockets, or are you electing them to make your country better, to give you a better standard of living, and to put your country first? I think that's what you're electing a leader for, aren't you? That's how Trump got in on his mandate. America first. Well, why do you think Putin is re-elected? Because that's all he has done. He has put his people and his country first. And if the West doesn't like that, that hasn't been his concern. Russia first. Oh, God, let's just get rid of you. Can't be bothered. Your beautiful country, Russia, has threatened the world of nuclear war. Yeah, English ain't your first language, is it, Mark Patterson? And if it is, back to school you go. No nuclear war's been threatened by anybody. Well, not in Russia, anyway. Retaliatory strikes have been. Russia will defend itself, tell you that, and is absolutely capable of doing it. I promise you. Forget what you hear about Russia not being capable, and it's all, what have I seen? Rusty old missile silos and nothing works. Yeah, crap. Rubbish. Beach sounds good. I could do with a nice hot beach right now. Yeah, yeah. Thank Putin, bud. Russia has Siberia attacking you too. Has it now? England is an Islamic state now, thanks to our super weak leaders. Ukraine are and always have been. They thought, yeah. I mean, again, it's a shock. As an English person, most people in England think that ideology died in the Second World War, and it's a shock to find that it didn't. Two cheeks of the same arse, yeah. Speed. Is Russia willing to lose its economy and its youth? Well, no, and it isn't. Jim Svensson, was learning Russian difficult for you as an English speaker? Hell yes. Is it easy to buy property in Russia without giving up your British citizenship? Yes. So there are a couple of restrictions. You don't have to give up your British citizenship to buy property in Russia. As a foreigner, you can buy property in Russia. Not a problem at all. There are certain restrictions. Foreigners cannot buy border territory. So, for example, as a foreigner, you couldn't buy a house in a Napa, but you could buy an apartment because you wouldn't own the land. So you couldn't buy land in a Napa, but you could buy an apartment because it is a border region. And I think there are 11 districts in our region of Krasnodarsky Krai that you can't, as a foreigner, buy in. So Sochi would be another area. But you can come inland, and if you come inland and it's not a border region, so for where I am now, Veronikovskaya, which is about 30 minutes from the beach, about 15 minutes from our village, this falls under the region of Krimsk, and as a foreigner, you could buy here. So, yeah, hope that helps. If you've got any more specific questions, join my Telegram group, and we'll see if we can help. What are the Broads like over there? Asking for a mate. Yeah, okay. Russia's economy is doing fantastic. Stop watching Western propaganda. Correct. Women of England are sexy. Great. So you think Putin is not? Oh, yeah. What climate extremo? Oh, look at the name. You don't know nothing. Okay. Well, I'm getting, a bit tired of the nonsense. Russia's economy is doing fantastic. Yeah. 45 years of neoliberalism has destroyed the UK. Yeah. Russia doesn't have job centre. True story, Mark. Next to zero unemployment. That's why. Broadband speed? Don't know. I think you can get like 400, 500 meg or something. I don't know. I'm not technical in that regard, but fast. I'm on mobile data at the moment, streaming on YouTube in a rural Russian town. What's that tell you? Rural Russian village. He is running still. Who is? Mr. Kappa. Uh-huh. Johnny C. Why is falling out of a window so popular over there? Do Putin's enemies have wings? Johnny C. You read too much news. Well, it's not news. You read too much mainstream media. You watch your TV too much, mate. Do a bit of research. Calling an illegal. Oh God, here's another one. Sam, calling an illegal invasion an SMO. See, again, you Muppets don't understand the legal terms, do you? SMO, war, anti-terrorist operation. They're all legal terms. They have legal frameworks which Russia is operating under. That is why. If it was a war, it would be a different outcome already. So anyhow, I can't speak on that because YouTube censors me as soon as I do. Join my Telegram. I'll have that debate with you, Sam. Absolutely more than happy. Face-to-face video call. We can do a phone call. We can do voice messaging. We can do texting. Whatever you want. Sam, join my Telegram group. I will happily have a conversation with anyone. Mark, so what you're saying is if it comes to you would side with Russia against the UK, no, it's not what I've said at all. Push comes to shove. What I have said is I won't side with anyone. I will defend my family and my home. That's what I have said. I'm a US citizen. I think we need to stay out of this shit. Amen. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem, isn't it? People kept themselves, put their own country first. Well, we'll be a different place. How many bases has the US got around the world? Military bases. It's about 800 odd, I think, at last count. How many has China got? I think it's one. And Russia might have two or three, I think. It's not many. But Russia's the aggressor, apparently. Yeah, go figure. Donny, you're absolutely right. I was told Putin's enemies got some no shot, I guess, going out the winner is nothing with Putin. Yeah. Russia is done, especially since the US added another groundbreaking war to the Ukraine. Oh, Yin the Wanderer. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure it's got another game changer has been shipped across. Doesn't Russia need the port because they can't get a damn thing through without being... which port are you talking about? Brighton, 67 here. Blair was the beginning of the end of the UK. Yes, 100%. Not sure Reform Party are any better though. Yeah, joking. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm a US citizen and we need to stay the fuck out of it. Yeah, agreed. Hello, matey. Why are you away from the house? Has the missus banished you? PJS. No, I just decided to go out. I wanted to come to this village and see what the snow was like here, and there isn't any. And yeah, I'm gonna have to head back soon anyway. Why did you move to Russia and do you like it? Because I came here on holiday and fell in love with it, Max. That's why. Sorry, Faith. What a nice area to buy by water. Well, if you're a foreigner, you can't buy by coastal region. But you can go inland and buy houses by lakes, and you big lakes in Russia. So there's plenty of options. Sam, how do you feel about Ukrainians taking over Kursk? Well, my next door neighbours are Ukrainian, so yeah. How do I feel about Ukrainians taking over Kursk? Well, um, how do I feel about it? I don't feel anything about it other than it is what it is. It's happening. Um, it was all, there was a direction that they were going in, and that failed. It was all to try and change the opinion where everybody was going, oh, they can't do anything, they're failing, and it was, you know, their Kursk incursion. But it was never going any further than it did. It won't go any further. It will not expand. It's only getting smaller and smaller, and it's just been used as ultimately a cauldron. So, yeah, I don't really feel anything about it. It's just part of the process. It hasn't made any difference to the outcome of the military conflict at all. It won't make any difference at all. So the outcome is the outcome. So yeah, that's what I feel about it. Really, it's a bit of a nothing. Really, are there many North Koreans in Russia? How the hell do I know? Impossible question for me to ask. I'm sat in a car at the side of the road in a Russian rural village. I haven't had the pleasure of driving all around Russia and meeting 156 million Russians, so I don't know. Outside of the towns, do any Russians speak English? A lot of Russians speak English. Surprising. A lot. A lot. Teach us some Russian. No. What I will do, Gary, is direct you to my Telegram group or to the homepage on my YouTube channel, where there is a lovely lady called Oksana who teaches English to Russians and Russian to English. She's a qualified teacher in both languages and a former translator. And she's got a great online platform. And yeah, that's where I would direct you if you want to learn Russian. She's amazing. One thing about the US, and I'll say again, we need to stay out of this shit. Countries built on blood. The trouble is, the US only knows war, doesn't it? It's, what's it, 248 years old, and it's been at war for 234 or something. So around those numbers, very similar to those numbers. So it only knows war. It's a teenager when it comes to the grand scheme of things. The US, less than 250 years old. So it's a teenager. So it's still a stroppy kid running around thinking it can do what it likes. It's got drunk at the party and thinks it can take on the world. Well, it used to be able to do that. But now the parents have come home and they've brought their mates and they're dealing with all the riffraff in the party. So all the drunken idiots shouting and telling everybody they're going to fight them have all had a slap and they've all been sent home. So that's kind of how that's rolling, isn't it? But I was talking about the Ukraine port. I'm in Alaska. I heard through people, guys don't have. Yeah, no, we do. We have Novorossiysk, which is so when Latvia decided that they hated Russia, and because Russia used to ship all of its most of its stuff through Latvia. Latvia went, oh, Russia, oh, the enemy, oh, terrible Russia. We don't want your stuff here at this port. So Russia went, well, okay. So they redirected it to Novorossiysk. So that currently has about 3,000 ships a month going through it, or it did prior to SMO. And Latvia's economy tanked. So that was a genius move, wasn't it? You know, load the gun, shoot yourself in the foot, and start hopping. Fucking genius. Kind of brain dead people. But yeah, no, you've got Port of Novorossiysk. Gelendzhik, I think, has got some commercial infrastructure there in the port. And then, of course, you've got Crimea. Probably have Odessa soon, the way things are going. Unless they actually have a brain and decide they don't want to kill the country completely. But if they do, then Odessa will come under Russian control as well. Come back to the UK. We'll forgive your treason after 10 years in Broadmoor. Thank you, Mark Patterson. Why are you here? Just, I mean, honestly, just what are you trying to achieve? Fair enough. Good cold weather port. Is hockey the national sport or football? Oh, don't know. Liam, sorry, I don't actually know. I'm not into football, so I can't comment on that. I know they play both. Whereabouts are you in Russia? I'm in just in a town called Veronikovskaya, just outside Napa, which is on the coast of the Black Sea, about 60 miles from Crimea. Donny, and I heard Russia gets shipments by NATO and others when trying to do free trade. Yeah, probably. Just, it's just another thing that Russia deals with. Russian law demands free public access to any water. You can buy land, but you can't prevent public access to water. No. And our water's free because you drill a hole in the ground and you go down to a well. So we're about 17 meters above the water table. And we have free water. Seller, hello. Hi. Greetings from Siberia, Krasnoyarsk region, city of Anchis. Wow. Hi. Do you think, as a Russian, I'm not a Russian, there will be a conflict with USA because most of us over here are not cool with us giving the aid? Russia will defend itself, Donny. It's as simple as that. When was the last time the US was invaded by Russia? When was the last time Russia tried to invade the US? When was the last time Russia invaded any country in Europe? Bearing in mind Ukraine wasn't in Europe. I'm waiting. When was the last time Russia attacked the UK? Or France? Or Belgium? Or any of the other EU countries that were involved in this? The answer is they haven't. So Russia will defend itself. It's that simple. And are more than capable of doing it. We have a huge drug epidemic. Yeah. We continue to not help our veterans. Yeah. Well, I can tell you veterans are helped here. Absolutely. And they're respected. And yeah, there is monuments. There's all sorts of days that are reserved for veterans. Oksana is the best teacher. Yes, Andrew, she is. She's amazing. So patient. Oh my God. I must drive her mad because I am thick with a capital F when it comes to academia. So I must drive her mad, but she's so patient. How is the coastline near you now? The oil spill looked terrifying. Yeah, I mean, they've done an amazing job of cleaning up. Absolutely amazing. But there's still a lot of work to do. But I'm pretty sure the beach will be open for the summer. Pizda. Do you mean pizdets? Sorry, Russians. My son has been teaching himself Russian since he was 9. He took an interest in Soviet history and all things Russian. Wow. Well, that's cool. I'd like to talk to you more. I don't know how, like one or anything. Donnie, no problem at all. Join my Telegram group. Download the Telegram app, The Plastic Russian. If you go to the front page of my YouTube channel, you'll see a link to Telegram. Join that. Drop a message. I read every message that's on there, and then we happily chat with you. Blessings from America. Thank you. You got Facebook or anything? American, I would have. No, I got rid of all of that crap. It was a very freeing moment. I had 1,000 odd friends on Facebook, friends in inverted commas, and it was lovely to get rid of it all. Why are you here? That guy in the back seat pointing the gun. Yeah, I've done that one, Johnny. No guy in the back seat. Perhaps ask yourself what you're trying to achieve. What am I trying to achieve? Well, I'm trying to live my life and enjoy it, which is exactly what I'm doing. Oh, school bus there, just pulled in. I'm probably in the bus stop. So yeah, that's all I'm trying to achieve, really, just to get through life, be good to other people, be kind to others. That's what they say, isn't it? And I do that. I do a lot of things. I help a lot of people when I can, and have done always. I think that's part of being a good person. Yeah, that's all I'm trying to do. Just get through life, enjoy life as the best way I can. Afghanistan, what happened there? I don't know. Wasn't there? Ukraine is part of Europe land. Yeah. Well, it should be called New Ukraine, shouldn't it? Really? Is it easy to travel by air inside Russia, e.g., Sochi? Yeah, Sochi to Moscow. Our local airport in Anapa is closed, and so is Krasnodar. But all other airports, I think, are open. But the local ones in this region, because we're very obviously close to the contact line. Or is it simply UK, France, with almost all flights going via London, Paris? Yeah, I mean, if you come into Russia, it depends where you're coming from, but you'd probably go to Sochi or Moscow. Most people head to Moscow because there's about 3 or 4 airports in Moscow, I think. Arkin, I think you will end captured and sent to front battle. Do you now? Oh, bless you. Well, I'm not a Russian citizen, so I can't actually sign up for the army anyway. All I could do would be join like a foreign legion if that was my wish. But at my age, and yeah, yeah, no, ain't gonna happen. But thanks for your concern, you moron. If England was the mighty 300, you would be the audience hunchback leading the pieces to victory, would I? Mark, I mean, it's been lovely to chat to you. You're clearly highly intelligent. You know far more about it than me. You obviously have been to Russia many times and know everything about it. So I bow down to your great knowledge. You're so afraid of Russia. Why am I afraid of Russia? I live here. That's a really dumb thing to say, Arkyan. How does it feel to have betrayed your nation? No idea, because I haven't. I don't know how moving has betrayed my nation. What a dumb thing to say. Just drive a man around, man. See people live. Yeah, I will do. I was just trying to catch up the chat. That's a proper bus. Never mind our modern safe ones. You don't betray anyone. We're happy with people like this. Actually, move to Russia. It's a good example for people. I haven't betrayed anybody. I've merely changed my geography based on having a better quality of life. Why not drive a Lada? Because I love this. And if Lada made a 7-seat, four-wheel drive vehicle the size of a Land Cruiser, I would have looked at it. I love how you parked behind UK issue traffic signs, speed and bump sign. Sure, mate. Yeah. Russia did invade a European. Oh God, Nikolai. Yeah. The incident as seen it was the military conflict between forces of Russia and NATO. Honestly, yeah. Okay. He is a traitor to his own country. Yeah. All right, Casper. You're here for no reason other than to just be an idiot. So goodbye. Haha. You will find out, bro. You will find out. Will I now? The sad truth is that those who don't read the news are uninformed, and those who read the news are misinformed. This applies to every news outlet. Do you know what? Hitler's lost testicle. You've nailed that. That's absolutely bang on. People should take more notice of something like that. Are you still looking to sell the house? We stay close to Napa. Yes, we are still looking to sell the house. Yes, we will stay in this region, in this area. We love it. What is better, driving on the left or the right? I'm used to both. So I drove all around Europe for many years. So I'm used to both. Um, so I don't think it's better. It's just different. I don't, you get used to it. If you've never driven on the right, then it takes a bit of getting used to. But I have, so it wasn't too much of a thing for me. Faith, thank you. Interesting. Must sleep. 5:50 a.m. I haven't slept yet. God bless you and yours. Faith, thank you. Very nice. Okay, why is he a traitor, bro? Yeah, absolutely. Answer this. How come every ex-Soviet country hates Russia? What you mean, the Baltic states? Well, Latvia is on its arse. I mean, literally, absolutely on its arse. It's destroyed its economy, and yeah, you know, there is a distinct ideology in Latvia that most people don't understand or know. But twice a year they march through the streets. Um, so yeah, do some research on Latvia. But yeah, the Baltic states are yapping dogs. Um, they're unhappy. Well, they had a choice. They want to be part of the Russian Federation, and they're unhappy. Well, that was their choice, wasn't it? Idiots. Um, what is the current prices for general living in Russia? Is it as bad as Western news makes out? No, not at all. Daniel Moriarty? No, not at all. As I said, my gas bill last month was 90 pence. My electricity bill was about £35 for the month. In the sweet words of the former Michael Jackson, Stranger in Moscow, here's a chance to heal the world. Is that why you're here, Mark? Healing the world? Wow, cool. The ones supporting illegal immigration are the ones betraying their country. What a brick. Yeah. If world champion boxer Roy Jones literally became a Russian citizen as felt America betrayed him, can't be that bad. Oh, tip of the iceberg, Gary. Lots of people have, haven't they? But yeah, Johnny, the same way. Every Commonwealth hates England. Yeah, yeah. Ask you said why Poland also, not just Latvia. Yeah, well, Poland has always been anti-Russian, hasn't it? You know, um, all the British supporting Ukraine are going against what their own forefathers fought against. Exactly. Ukraine is a Nazi. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. The Baltic states are just a group of little villages for Russia. Yeah, yeah, just yapping dogs, little chihuahuas. What does Russia get? Its fruit and veg in the winter, or are they more picky in the summer and pickly type of country? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Russians have got like stores. You know, they like to pickle stuff and save it for the winter and that kind of thing. Um, Top favorite Russian food to try? Ooh, I'm going to go with galupsi, Gary. Um, which on paper you probably wouldn't try because it's cabbage leaf. It's got a filling and it's wrapped in a cabbage leaf and stewed. But it's absolutely gorgeous. It's freaking lovely. I love galupsi. I also love borscht, although that comes originally from Ukraine. Um, but no, I'd say galupsi for me. It's lovely. It's freaking lovely with some sour cream. It's gorgeous. Love it. Oh dear. Johnny C. Yeah, Nikolai's putting him in his place. Do you work for mainstream media? Where Western Ukraine, I should add. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Chris. Western Ukraine. Yeah, unfortunately. Daniel Moriarty. I watch a lot of Russian YouTubers, vloggers, and all still live as well, as they always have. Yeah. Oh, spell it for me. Dear. Galupsi. Yeah, yeah. I can't. Do you make your own vodka? No. Cheers. Or neighbours make their own variant of vodka. I haven't seen anybody making vodka, to be honest. I mean, like I say, I think vodka thing is a bit of a stereotypical thing. Everybody just assumes that everybody in Russia is drinking vodka, and they're not. Um, there's plenty of vodka for sale in supermarkets, but there's plenty of whiskey for sale. There's plenty of gin for sale. Um, so, yeah. Oh, we're off, by the way. So I'm going to start heading back, and the stream will probably cut out at some point. So we'll stay until it does. Um, but in between the two villages, it's a bit of a dead spot for signal. So yeah, bear with. But if we do cut out, it's not going to be yet. But if we do cut out, let me say thank you for joining me. Third day I've streamed in a row. Tried to stream at different times. Hopefully, going to stream tonight at 9 o'clock with Sam from Sam's Russian Adventures and Ven Core, who lives in Sochi. And we're going to chew the cud about YouTube. So hopefully you can join us for that. 9 p.m. Moscow time, 6 p.m. UK. And that will be on Sam's channel, but I'll post a link on my channel as well when Sam finally gets around to setting it up. A nice little Bobcat skid steer there for sale. Cool. Yeah, but yeah, thank you for joining me. Please, if you've got any questions, if you want to have a conversation, if you want to have a discussion, and if you're just going to come on and make brainless statements, then I've got no time for you. But if you've got genuine questions, I'm happy to have a debate. I'm happy to have a heated debate. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm happy to answer questions. And, I'm not going to try and change anybody's minds or opinion. You do what you want. You've got your own beliefs. But if you've got questions, ask them. I'll do my best to answer them. Please join my Telegram group, The Plastic Russian. And, yeah, drop a comment. If it's if it's just a load of abuse, I'll just delete you. So it's kind of pointless. But, if you want to have a conversation with me, I'm more than happy to do that. More than happy. I'm an English guy living in rural Russia, uh, in south of Russia. I'm one of the few people down this region. I don't really know of any other YouTubers in this region. So you've got an opportunity to find out what this particular part of Russia is like. So, yeah, open your mind and ask me questions. So, yeah, let me see if there's any more chat to catch up with before I charge on out of the village. Oh, yeah. Blimey. Neighbours make their own variant of vodka. Yeah. Very nice country. Yes, it is. Yeah, it is. Can only be Napoleon cake. There's no any variant of vodka. Sergey, yeah. Vodka is vodka. There are different manufacturers, and some people put flavour into it, but vodka is vodka. Johnny, you work for Yahoo. There you go, Sergey. Vodka is vodka, yeah. Roads are a shit on Great Russia. Are they? Okay. Gary Wood, galupsi or cabbage rolls? Yeah, I love it. Can you read Cyrillic alphabet? Yes, I can. Thanks to Oksana. Coney cake and honey cake. I'm not a great cake person, unfortunately, which is a bit of a weird thing because the cakes out here are amazing. Pastries and the cakes, there's such a variety. Um, oh no, shit, it's Russia. Yeah, it is. Isn't this guy afraid of Ukrainian drones? No, because there's a thing called air defense, and Russia has a shitload of it. So no, I'm not afraid of Ukrainian drones at all. Enjoy your day, Chris. Thank you. He's afraid of coming back to the UK. Why should I be afraid of coming back to the UK? Love you to explain it to me. Please join my Telegram group and explain to me why I should be afraid of coming back to the UK, unless the UK is turned into a totalitarian state where it oppresses free speech. And oh yeah, actually, maybe it has. Am I afraid of coming back to the UK? No, because I haven't done anything wrong. So I don't live in fear, regardless. But I haven't done anything wrong. I am merely a bloke that's changed his geography and he's voicing his opinion. That's it. That's all I'm doing. Love them both. Look, just saw. Oh, did you? Okay. Yeah, me too. Sweet tooth. Honey cake is delicious. Nice flag. Yeah, yeah. Look at that. Ukraine is not hurting people. Is that flag the regional flag to the area? Don't know. Don't know what it is, to be honest. Um, Here's my question. One, are you afraid of drones? Have you seen drones blow up stuff? No and no. And two, is inflation really bad? It's not really bad. There is inflation. All countries have inflation. Um, Three, is it true that you can fish without a license and not worry about the law? Yep. I don't believe there's a license. Oh, I've got my arse sticking out of her. It's got a notification. I was close. Yeah, I did have it stuck out. Sorry, I just had to move. Sangat Beta Gel. I can't read that. Are there loads of bears near you? No. And wolves? No. Well, not that I've seen. Blessings to you in Russia. Thank you. Sergey, Chris Cox. It's the Russian Navy flag. Ah, there you go. Thank you, Sergey. It's the Russian Navy flag. That's the Navy flag. Thanks for Russian naval flag. Yeah, it's Navy flag. You just discover a secret Navy base. Yeah. 07 flag then. Yeah, right. Pull up. I'm off. So I might stop once more if there's any more questions, but like I say, please join my Telegram group and send me any questions you want. If you're curious, if you think you know something and just want it confirmed, or if you just want to post something because you believe it to be true and you want to have a debate about a certain point, feel free. Happy to do that. Words don't hurt anyone. So more than happy to have a chat. So yeah, but you know, if you join the Telegram group, think what you want to get out of it. Do you want to educate? Do you want to learn? Or do you just want to make some statement? If you do, it's going to last for a short period of time and then it's gone. And if that makes you feel better, hey, great. But I don't really know what you think you'll achieve. It won't affect my life. If you come on my Telegram group and post a load of abuse, it'll be short lived and it won't affect my life. I will give it zero thought. So you'd be far better off coming with an open mind and asking questions. Maybe it will confirm what you believe about Russia. Maybe it won't. So join the group and at least get something from it. So I think I need to go left here. So let's try that. So there we go, Sharma, which, if you're from the UK, looks like Waypma, but that actually says Sharma. So there's the Cyrillic alphabet for you. So what looks like a W isn't, it's a sh. And there's two. There's one with a little tail on it, and you've got sh and sh. So yeah, take you a while to wrap your head around that. A is A. But yeah, I've also, if you're interested in the Cyrillic alphabet, I did a video on it. The Russian alphabet, or my take on it. Have a look. It's on my group. It's on my YouTube channel. It might give you a laugh. It was my thoughts on the Russian alphabet when I first started trying to read it. So have a look at that. Right. So just down here on the other side of this fence, by the way, is a train track. Nothing there. It's just fenced off so that the noise there. Well, you can't, can you? Oh yeah, just you can see a train going past. It's just fenced off to keep the noise, I think, away from the town and the village. But just down here on the left is a brewery, and they make local beer, which we might see. Come on, lights, wakey wakey. There we go, and we're off. Right, I'll point you this way. Hopefully I can point out. So yeah, there. Right now, that's a local brewery. Quite a cool building. Another new commercial property being built there. And I say lots of construction all around, certainly our region, and I think across Russia, but certainly our region. I tend to only comment on what I see and what I know. One thing I do know is the trains here are long. I sat at Crossroads the other day waiting for the train, and it was 100 carriages. In the UK, we have 12. So yeah, big trains, lots of freight movement. Rail network is heavily used. So as soon as I see the numbers dropping in the stream, oh, snowplow, then I'll know I've lost signal. So like I say, thank you for joining in the stream. Please like, share and subscribe. Watch out for more streams. I try and stream as often as I can, and I try to stream at different times of the day. So we haven't done a late night one for a while. Stream. Those two cars just crashed. If you are still there, briefly, if you have an accident in Russia, you can deal with it through your online service called Goslugi, but 99% of people just stop where they are, block the road, and wait for the police to turn up. That's perfectly normal, and it's actually a good idea because there's no arguments about whose fault it is then. You know, the police turn up, they look at the situation, they take statements, and then they say, yep, it's your fault, and that's it, done. There's none of this, oh, months and months and months and witnesses and this, that, and the other. No, it's just done and dealt with right there, right then. So dash cams are a good thing to have because it supports you if you're not at fault, but can obviously fry you if you are. So Sam was just trying to call me then, probably about the live stream maybe. But yeah, please check out Sam's Russian Adventures tonight. It's about 9 o'clock, where we hopefully will be doing a live stream. And I'll probably be losing this stream. So let me just, before I lose you, which is going to be in about a kilometre or so, let me just see if I can catch up with any questions quick. Blimey, too many. Greetings, Russian speaking here. I saw about fishing without a license. We have some catching fish from. Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked at fishing in depth. To be honest, it's not my thing. But I haven't heard anybody tell me that there's a license required. How much is a Russian TV license? No idea. There's no such thing. Can you get in trouble for posting this? With who? I don't know. What have I done? You know, do you think what I'm doing is, should I be getting in trouble for what I'm doing with anyone? I don't know. You can answer that, Jessica. But as far as I'm aware, I haven't done anything wrong, and certainly I've posted many lives from Russia without fear or retribution. Bet you don't get taxed to hell and back. No, we don't. Don't tell them you're English. They'll probably be looking for you right now. Yeah, right. Does most rural Russia look like this? Difficult for me to say, Pete. I can only show you what I see. I haven't been around Russia because the place is too bloody big. I have driven around in our region, and we live in a wine region, so yes, I'm surrounded by these things, vineyards. Hi, just discovered you. How you find living in Russia? I freaking love it. I'm living my best life. Liam, do you need private medical? Is it different for nationals? Oh dear. So you can pay privately, and that's what I've done with any medical things that I've had. The healthcare here is exceptional compared to the UK. It's not even remotely similar. It's far better. And once you apply for temporary residency, I think you then become eligible for free healthcare, I believe. This guy's a good spy. Great. Do Russians look at Brits and Yanks with suspicion due to the war? War, I won't get into that debate, but it's not a war, it's an SMO. But anyhow, it's a legal term. I'll explain it in Telegram if you ever want to know. Can't on the air, I'll get banned. I don't know. I can't speak for all Russians. I wouldn't blame them if they did, but I haven't found that. I've only, you know, they don't put their nose in your business, so they come across as being a bit standoffish to begin with. But once once they've spoken to you, then yeah, they're absolutely fine. A spy would never do this. No. That light looks like Tugulawa, whatever that is. Turn your local radio. Yeah, okay. Can you get in trouble for doing this? I thought YouTube was preventing any Russian content. Well, Jessica, as I said, I'm streaming live to YouTube now at the side of the road in rural Russia. So, like this. Oh, hang on. I like this guy, but sadly, just in wrong side on wrong moment of life. Good luck. Thank you, mate. And you. After all this over and the dust settles down, is Russia worth visiting? What's the most beautiful place you think is worth seeing? Is Russia worth visiting? Of course it is. Definitely, 1,000,000% I'd say yes. It isn't what you think. That's why I'm saying yes. If you'd asked me that question 3 or 4 years ago, I'd have gone, no, I ain't going there. But after coming here and having my world turned upside down and shown that it's nothing like I was led to believe, then yes, I would say it's definitely worth visiting. As to where, Christ almighty, it's a huge country, isn't it? And it's got so many beautiful regions. It's so difficult to say. Depends what you're looking for. Do you want to go skiing or snowboarding? Do you want to go to a wine region? Do you want to go to mountainous region? Do you want to go to, somewhere like Lake Baikal? Do you want to go to somewhere that's, got a lot of, architecture like St. Petersburg? Don't know. Really depends. Yeah, your mum. Okay. I wanted to do the Trans-Siberian train sleepers when I was younger. Doubt I'll get a chance now. Yeah. Your car is very quiet. It is. It's great, this thing. Your signal dropped. Cool. Jessica, I think that was Sam calling me, Jessica, that's why. Jessica, in YouTube, there's a lot of Russian people channel. Nobody's preventing Russian. No. Back now. Thank you, Arca. I arrived late and say thank you for the great stream. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts and time. Sean, my pleasure. Can you get in trouble for doing this? Hopefully I'll answer that, Jessica. Sub, want to learn more, so I'll be back. Liam, brilliant. Like I say, please join the Telegram group. I can answer. I can speak a lot more on there and a lot more interaction with you guys rather than just trying to read a few words. Is that 6 p.m. in the UK? Yes, it will be, Scott. 9 p.m. In Russia or in our region. Obviously 11 time zones, but 9 p.m. Moscow time, 6 p.m. in the UK. Sam's Russian Adventures should be, unless he's ringing me to tell me he can't do it. I want to see that. I don't think you should not, but the government have made us believe you will. Okay. What do you think of Canada? Yeah, I went to Canada. Loved it. Really nice. Whistler, I went to, and Vancouver. Yeah, I had a great time there. Other than that, I don't really have an opinion on it, but the places I went, I enjoyed my stay there. Great place to holiday. I don't know about living there. Not sure the policies are conducive with good quality life. Appointment. I've got to go, guys. Got to get the foot down. So I'll catch you in the next one.